Right everybody, welcome back to another video. International break's now over, and thank bloody hell Christ it is, you know. Feel like that international break was going on forever. So we're back with another instalment of the Championship predictions. It is a Thursday, and we're going to bring this again. No international football now till March 2018, which is an absolute blinding result. It means we can get into the nitty-gritty of the Championship and League One and League Two. The main chunk of the season comes between now and the next international break, where the league really does take shape between now and, as I said, the next international break. So we're going to get stuck into this big round of fixtures in the Championship, give our opinions and give our score predictions as well. So we've got two games on Friday night. We're going to start off with the non-televised one, Burton at home to Sheffield United. Burton picked up a good result against Millwall going into international break, but the home form's not been good at all. Not scoring many goals at home and coming up against a very good and very well drilled informed Sheffield United side, who I think will win this game, just for the fact they're playing really well on the road at the moment, playing well at home as well. And they're just playing with so much zest and confidence that I think they're just going to upset Burton. I think playing at Pirelli Stadium won't be much of a mishap for them, as they've been playing at small stadiums in League One last season and a couple of seasons before that as well. So I'm going to go with a comfortable 3-0 away win. Chris Wilder's side should have a bit too much in hand for Burton, who are terrible. They're not the strongest defensively and don't really create too many goals, and I think they won't score here. So going into the live Friday night Sky coverage, we've got Preston, they're home to Bolton Wanderers. Interesting game this will be. Both Preston haven't been in the best bit of form compared to Bolton, who are unbeaten in 5 games. They've got a good little run of form going, considering at the start of the season they couldn't buy a win or couldn't really buy a goal either. So it'll be interesting to see how Preston adapt to what's been a bit of a slump in form after an early start to the season which promised so much, where they got into the playoff places. They're now sitting in 14th in the Championship table. It took them a bit of a decline in terms of results. Haven't been playing too well at home. A couple of defeats to the likes of Brentford, teams like that, who probably would look at and probably should be beaten. And then also, we're going to talk about Bolton. Picking up some good results on the road. A couple of points away at Sunderland and Fulham, which are two good, not the easiest place to go. Maybe Sunderland this season could be seen as a place where you should be expected to pick up 3 points, but they used to came away with a couple of draws there. And just prior to the international break, they picked up a good result against Norwich. I think it was a 2-1 win at home. So this will be a good test for Bolton to see if their current run of form will stand them in good stead going forward. And I'm going to go for an away win in this one. I'm going to be quite ambitious, sit on their counter line and go for an away win, just for the fact that Bolton are in such good form at the moment. That once you get into a good bit of form in this division, it's very hard to fall out of form. And I just think they're going to win this game 2-1. So moving to the Saturday games, we're going to kick off with Birmingham. They play home to Nottingham Forest in the 3 o'clock kick-off. Not been too great for Birmingham this season. A couple of shoddy results. A defeat to Brentford prior to the international break at home did kind of sum up their season so far, really, where they've got some fantastic players, a very good group of players down there, but just the season hasn't got started this year, and they've not really clicked into gear, which is probably what many people would have expected to see under Redknapp as well. Steve Cottrell's trying to galvanise his team, who are not really on much confidence amount. The team morale's quite low, the confidence is quite low, and they need to try and pick up a good result here against a good Forest side. They like to play good football, they get it on the deck, knock it about, and they create some good chances. They've got players who could hurt Birmingham on the counter-attack. Lots of Barry Mackay in there, he's one of the players. Ben Osborne as well, a bit more creative as well. So this will be a tight game, but I'm going to go for another away win, I think, just for the fact Birmingham ain't playing too well at home, and I think if they go a goal down in this game, the fans will get on their back, and it could be quite a hostile atmosphere at St Andrews, and I'm going to go with a 3-1 away win to Forest. So moving to the next game, Cardiff host Brentford. Cardiff they moved along okay, sitting in third in the Championship table, keeping on tabs in automatic promotion places, and they're moving along okay. Inconsistent month this season, a couple of good results, a couple of poor results maybe. Draw against Millwall probably could have been a win, but one of them games where Millwall didn't play too bad in that one. But they followed up with a couple of sound results off the back of that draw. Coming up against the Brentford side, they're revitalised now. Got a good little unbeaten run going now, and it's really pushed them up the table into the borderline top half now. And this will be a good test for Brentford to really test their credentials and maybe try and get into a playoff place as an outsider maybe. But I'm going to go for home win in this one. I think Cardiff have too much to handle for Brentford, who are playing some good stuff at the moment, but I think when you're coming against the quality teams in the division, Neil Warnock will have his side fired up, and I think they'll have enough in hand to just see them through. And I'm going to go for 2-0 win to Cardiff. Let's go into the next game. Hull host Ipswich. Hull have lost 3 consecutive games in a row this season, a couple of shoddy results. Really, they do score goals, but they're just, again, like similar to Burton, struggling defensively. When you struggle defensively in this division, it's always hard to try and maintain and get good results at home or away from home. The away form has been diabolical this season. The home form's not been too bad, but they need to just tighten up defensively at home. This will be a good test against a strong Ipswich side who are now starting to pick up a good bit of form after a little slump after that good August spell. They picked up some good results. Good win against Preston 3-0 at home the other week before the international break was positive for them. I do fancy another away win here. I've said a couple of away wins so far, but I do fancy them again. I'm going to go for 2-1 win. Ipswich this is a big test for Ipswich, but I think on the counter-attack they're not a bad side. They've got players who could hurt you on the counter-attack. Likes of Bersancelino, who's come into some good form this season, in the last couple of games really before the international break, popped up with some crucial goals for Ipswich. And I think they're just going to have too much in hand for a defensively frail Hull City side, and it's going to be a 2-1 away win for me. So we're going to move on to the next game. Norwich host Barnsley. Norwich haven't been in the best of form recently. A bit up and down, a bit inconsistent, which has probably put the playoff push on a bit of a jitter at the moment. A couple of defeats against Derby and Wolves at home, prior to and after that going away to Bolton and picking up another defeat there. So it hasn't been too great, and a couple of defeats along the way. Against the Barnsley side, don't do too bad on the road. Port again bottom, been subject to a bit of interest from Sunderland. I think that would be a good fit if Sunderland were to get him in, but we'll talk about that when we get onto the Sunderland game. Barnsley, as I said, haven't done too bad on the road. Some positive results against the likes of Sheffield Wednesday and Burton on the road. So the away form's not been too bad. They're scoring goals away from home as well. Harvey Barnes, he's starting to get into a good bit of form as well. He's always built up a lot of promise. He's on loan from Leicester at the moment after a good loan spell last year at MK Dons. This will be a good test for Norwich again. Come up against a counter-attacking side like Barnsley. You've got lots of Tom Bradshaw who's scoring goals as well this year. It's been another tough test for Norwich. I'm going to go for a draw in this game. I think that Barnsley will give Norwich a good go. Norwich got quality, and if Norwich turn up, then I believe they could win. But in my opinion, I'm just going to go over 1-1 draw in this game. I think Barnsley will look to try and get a goal, hit on the counter-attack, and maybe just sit deep and just shut up shop to try and get a draw. So moving into the next game, QPR hosts Aston Villa. Many people might think this could be a comfortable away win, but QPR at home are doing quite well against the better teams in this league. They beat Wolves and Sheffield United both at home in the space of 4 days before the international break. And they've also beat the likes of Reading at home as well. So Ian Holloway's men's home form has been quite good this season. It's been quite solid against some of the better teams in this division. In terms of trying to progress up the table, they could probably do with beating a couple of the teams who may be in and around the same position as them, maybe, which has kind of been their Achilles heel this season, as well as some average away form as well. Against Aston Villa side, they're doing really well this season. Steve Bruce, after an early season blip, he's been given the time, and then once you give someone like Steve Bruce time, he's obviously going to repay you with good faith and good results as well. Big miss, John Terry's going to be out injured I think until the new year now of his broken metatarsal, so maybe Christopher Samba might come in at centre half, maybe he might slot in to fill the void left by John Terry, which is a very big void as well. And I'm going to go over the away win 2-1 again, but it's going to be a very tight game, I think, this will. QPR's home form is very good, but I think Aston Villa will have too much in hand. Keenan Davis also just signed a long-term deal at Aston Villa, probably trying to warn off interest from other big Premier League clubs who might be trying to make a bid for him in January. So that contract will allow him to basically show a sign of intent to Aston Villa saying we want to keep him here long-term. And I'm going to go with a comfortable 2-1 away win. Moving into the next game, Reading host Wolves. This will be another big interesting game. Both sides in good form at the moment. Reading got a good result up at Derby, 4-2 win there. Bit of a shock result in terms of that game. Against the Wolves side, who are doing quite well as well, sitting comfortable at the top of the table, picking up some solid results and looking really good at the moment. Barry Douglas against Fulham, 2 set pieces basically were the difference in that game, but they're playing they're quite sound defensively, Wolves. And I'm going to go over the way in this game. I think they're just going to be they're good flowing quality. Leo Bonatini got player of the month, I think it was October, this past month. So they're looking like they're in a good bit of form, sitting sound at the top of the table, and I just don't see Reading getting really anywhere near them. I'm going to go over 2-0 away win. So moving into the next one, we've got Sheffield Wednesday, host Bristol City. Straight up, I'm going to go for an away win. Bristol City playing some really good stuff at the moment. They're really good. They're a great bit of form summed up against big local rivals Cardiff at home in the 7-side derby prior to the international break. Before that, good result away at Fulham, good result away at Sunderland as well. So they're ticking all the right boxes in terms of a good promotion team that's got to keep this run going. Like last season, they had a good run at the start, but they fell away and really were involved in relegation scrap. Against the Sheffield Wednesday side, they weren't doing too bad. Kind of revitalising some form now, starting to prop up the table after a bit of a slow start this season. This will be a very good game between two teams aiming for the playoff places. I'm going to go for an away win. I'm going to go for a 2-0 away win. That's for that Bristol City are very good away from home. They're good on the counter-attack. They're a quick, nippy passing team. Like to get the ball from back to front very quickly. And they're just a very good team to play. Very good team, and a hard team to break down on the counter-attack. Sheffield Wednesday, be a big season for them in terms of where they finish, but I'm going to go over 2-0 away win. So moving to this next game, this is a huge game. Another towards the bottom of the Championship. Sunderland hosts Millwall. This is huge. Sunderland need to get a win. Didn't play too badly against Middlesbrough the other week prior to the international break, but just couldn't get a goal. They had a couple of good chances, but Darren Randolph was in good form that day. And to me, this is going to be a big problem. Going back to what I was saying about the manager quickly, we're going to talk about Paul Heckingbottom, the Barnsley boss. He's been touted to get the Sunderland job. That'd be a good appointment for me, in my opinion. He's a man who's worked on a small budget at Barnsley. He likes bringing in a more controlled transfer policy. Likes bringing in some youngsters. He's obviously nurtured Mason Holgate, John Stones and Alfie Mawson through the early stages of their career before being passed on to Premier League clubs, where they've been established in Premier League starting 11s at Swansea, Everton and Man City as well. So I think he could be a good man in terms of getting some in terms of the rebuilding structure, I think he could be the right man to be able to rebuild the club from top to bottom in terms of bringing in fresh new talent. Maybe they should offload a couple of some of the older players, maybe, but they need some experience there at the moment. But they need to get a manager in soon. Left it to after international break. Probably not the best to leave it to after international break. You probably ideally want the manager to come in just before the international break, so he gets a whole week or two just to get used to the players and get his message across. This will be a huge game against Millwall. We're not playing too bad. Bit of a sloppy result against Burton. I don't think they played too well that day. This will be another big game though, and I think I'm going to go for Sunderland to break their home drought and win 1-0. I think it'll be a tight game. Sunderland can't keep clean sheets, so I'm going to be quite brave and put my neck out on the line in terms of going for a 1-0 win. But I'm just going for that reason. I'm just going to say 1-0 Sunderland. So we're into the 5:30 kickoff on Saturday. Fulham, my team, we play Derby. Poor form really we've been in this season so far. We've not really got going, not really hit the high notes of what we were expected to do last year as well. Against a good Derby side, they're playing very, very well at the moment. Bit of a shock defeat against Reading the other week before the international break as well. 4-2 defeat there. Probably a bit more of a blip than a panic button. This will be a tight game really, and if we don't turn up, I know Gary Rowett's sides are always going to counter attack. I've seen him when we played against Birmingham under his tenure before. He likes good counter-attacking sides, very efficient, well-drilled, hard to break down, and they come at you with pace on the counter. And that's probably what I'm expecting here against a good Derby side. David Nugent and Vidra, both in fine form at the moment, scoring goals. Even Sam Winnall as well, he's popping up with some crucial goals. This will be a tight game, and I'm going to go for a point. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. I think there could be quite a few goals. We're not too great defensively. Kevin McDonald's also out of a suspension after picking up his 5th booking against Wolves the other Friday night. So 2-2 draw here. I'll take that at the moment. It's not been the best start for us this season, but I'll take a 2-2 draw. And as finally, we're going to go to the Sunday game. Leeds host Middlesbrough. I'm going to go with an away win here. I think Middlesbrough are in good form at the moment. Against the Leeds side, they've lost 3 consecutive home games. Not looking too great for them at the moment. A bit of a slump in form after a start to the season that promised so much and a promotion bid potentially. That seems to have dwindled out a bit now. And Middlesbrough are starting to get their act together. A good win over local rival Sunderland the other Sunday. And it looks like for me, it could be a 2-0 win here and push on into the consolidate their playoff places. So there you have it guys, that's my Championship Matchday 17 predictions. If you do like it, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new for more EFL content, and we'll see you all on the next video. Bye bye.